lot of things has been going on since we've been gone. Most recently, I think we should get into, as you guys may know,
Right to it, huh?
yeah, the Drake beef, with Kendrick beef with Drake.
Your buddy.
So, yeah, the boy, So as you guys know,
Mr. OVO.
Mr. OVO, yeah, as you guys know, Kendrick, I guess Kendrick hopped on Metro Boomin and Future's album and had a verse on there that was directed towards Drake. Then after that drop, everybody was going crazy, as you guys know. I'm sure you heard the track Like That.
Yeah.
Kendrick hopped on there. It was talking about Drake, saying there's no big three. Because previously, Drake and Drake Cole had a song called First Person Shooter. And Cole mentions on the song that there's a big three. It's him, Cole, and Drake. And then Kendrick went to hop on Future and Metro Boomin song and said, hey, it's no big three. It's only me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so if he would have just said that would have been smooth. But he said some other stuff as well, saying, forget the first person shooter, buried all the dogs. Drake's album was called For All the Dogs. So Kendrick said, buried all the dogs. He was just sending a lot of subliminal shots without really directing it. But, if you're a fan, you know who he's talking about. So,
well, I'm not a fan because I didn't know exactly what was going on. But I had to tap in with you because it's different.
Yeah. So as you guys know, when that came out, everybody was going nuts. You know what I mean? Because when Kendrick really don't drop like that, but when he does drop, it's a moment, right? So everybody's like, wow, okay, they want to soak it in, pause, and just get into it, right?
Yeah,
so yeah. So after that dropped, a few weeks went by and Drake dropped his diss song leaked by Drake on official. It was at the time it was unofficial league push-ups, and Drake was sending shots at everybody because Future and Metro Boomin was going at Drake. Drake got I want to say it's been a recent beef between him and Future. I'm not too sure what the beef entails. Some people say it's over a girl, but I don't know. And then with Metro as well, I know Metro feels some type of way towards Drake. They got a beef, so it was like with Kendrick hopping on the song, it was like all of them going against Drake. So Drake dropped this diss track called Push Ups. It's on the streaming platform. It just came out on Friday, and he was shooting shots at everybody. As you know, you heard. Were you impressed by it at all? Drake said it was kind of like a little warm up. He wants Kendrick to give him a straight, direct response. And we haven't heard nothing yet from Kendrick. But, on that diss track on Push Ups, Drake was, telling Kendrick to sit down, you know what I mean? On the cover, the art cover, he was making fun of Kendrick's shoe size and stuff like that. Then he was talking about Ross. We'll get into that. Future said thinks on Future's past album that just came out, him and Metro, Future had a line on there saying Drake was his number one fan, dog, like how you do this or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And Drake responded on to this last diss track saying that he was never his number one fan. Your first number one I had to put it in your hand because Future's first number one song was by Drake. But Drake shot shots towards Kendrick on that diss track, but I feel like it wasn't like he was shooting at everybody because he had so many people coming towards him, right? So it was just like a lot going on. And then so that came out, the Push Up joint, and then also Ross dropped a diss track towards Drake as well. Have you heard about that? The Champagne Moments.
I heard that though.
That came out, and that was crazy too. Ross, is a lyrical MC as well, and I think it was a good diss track. I'm Team Drake, of course, but I can respect the lyricist and his pen. But at the same time, I just feel like Ross, I don't know what really he has, what animosity he has towards Drake. I know in the song he said he unfollowed Drake on Instagram because Drake supposedly sent like a cease and desist letter to French Montana. I'm not too sure what that entailed of.
Didn't Drake shoot at Ross first?
No, not at all. I don't believe so.
I thought
Correct
when he sitting on those, when they all when he dissed that was Kendrick that dissed everybody. I thought Drake dissed him too.
No, Drake didn't diss Kendrick.
Okay.
I mean, Drake didn't diss Ross. Ross unfollowed Drake on Instagram, and then he posted a story on Instagram of him listening to that song of Kendrick dissing Drake. And so Drake felt some type of way, and then that's when Drake dropped that push-up song, he mentioned Ross.
You know what I think?
But yeah, Drake, Ross is calling Drake white boy now and saying he got a
But you know what I think?
nose job.
You know what I think though? I'm gonna tell you.
Drizzy.
You know what I think? I think it's WWF now for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think hip hop was getting bored, and a lot of things was going on with Puff. So now they have to make some energy, get back into hip hop because nothing is going on.
Yeah.
Besides, if Kendrick went through those first base out there, all those landmines, I don't think we'll have too much discussion going on. And I think now that it seems like it's all set up for just a little more rap battling, and then they having all this diss songs and it's trying to make rap interesting again.
Yeah.
They just got to come up with be more direct. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if Drake and Kendrick they've been sending subliminals at each other for years. And most recently, from what people have been saying, Drake has been waiting on Kendrick just to actually like say something to him directly, but Drake ended up dropping this diss track, Push Up. So now they're waiting for Kendrick to respond. Now it's been like a little over, I want to say like 8 days or 9 days since Drake like dropped this song. So like they're like, what's going on? Where's Kendrick at? Like, but it did take Drake a few weeks to respond to Kendrick. But granted, Drake was on tour. As soon as Drake got off tour, he dropped this diss track. Now he's waiting on Kendrick to respond.
You got a bus, and you got a studio wherever you're supposed to be at. You're supposed to have producers on hand, and so that's what happened. But I still think Kendrick set the tone, and when he set the tone, that just made everybody else fall in line and suit. So, but my thing is, what is Drake doing that everybody got to diss him now?
I don't know. I don't know.
What is going on behind the scenes that we don't know? What's going on that we don't know?
Even the Weeknd was going at Drake.
Now that is
and they're from
powerful.
the same city, right? They're from the same.
Didn't he put
city.
him on?
Slept somewhat, yeah. So the Weeknd, really, a lot of people on the mainstream level didn't know who the Weeknd was until they heard him on one of Drake's, albums. But yeah, Drake wanted to sign the Weeknd, but the Weeknd didn't want to sign to Drake. And so they felt, at the time, people were saying Drake felt some type of way. But, I don't know.
If business is good, you're going to sign regardless. So evidently, his business wasn't good.
He felt like he could probably be a bigger artist than Drake or the, on the same level or bigger. And, look at the Weeknd now. He is like.
But look at Wayne.
Yeah.
And at the time he signed them, he want them to be, you want your artist to be bigger than you. That's longevity, right?
You do, but at the time, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe Drake looked at it as competition. They're two different lanes, but at the same time, they're still merging into. It's still kind of the same lane, even though the Weeknd doesn't rap, but Drake makes the same type of music the Weeknd makes.
So you mean Drake is not looking at being on a boss status? He just want to still be an artist.
Yeah. Because
evidently, if he feels the way that what I'm thinking that we're talking about, he's feeling. Then that let me know that Drake hasn't jumped on his ownership game, or his been a president of a record label. You know what I mean? Or,
yeah, he has other people on his label that are. I mean, the biggest one is Party Next Door. He's a good act, but no one's like on Drake's level. And I feel like if the Weeknd was to sign to Drake, he wouldn't be on the same level he's on now. His career would be hindered, I feel like.
Oh, okay. So
that's why. But that's why he didn't. But that's what the Weeknd was saying. The Weeknd said if he would have signed to Drake, he felt like he was signing his life away, like he wouldn't be able to be who he was. But yeah, bottom line is Drake got to be doing something to all these guys to make them to make them feel some type of way.
Unless this is all set up for the WWE of rap.
You think he's trying to cover up for Puffy?
No, and I'm just saying that they trying to bring attention back to rap because it was getting boring.
Rap is getting boring. There was nothing like.
There's no. You tell me what's really popping out there right now. It's taking over the waves.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that like you said, rap was not popping. I felt like it was kind of falling off. Like there's not much really going on. There's still certain artists that drop good music, but like even with the rap beef stuff, you got to give it to Drake. Drake is the only artist in the past when they say decade that had like public rap beefs that's been going back and forth with people.
Yeah,
with Meek. Pusha. He's been now with Kendrick and Ross.
Yeah, but he's not that type of the guy to be going through. That's just not. I don't know. I never looked at him like that.
Well,
I looked at him as a solid artist, but I'm not as a battle artist. I mean, an artist that goes through a diss, that's gonna go to war, record label. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see him. But the thing is, though, it's not like he's causing this. People shooting at him first.
Well, we'll see.